witness. Never stepping in from the back, no. If they see you independent, then they pop jokes. That fear to the blows, boy, James Burke. Side stepping on the shade, see the footwork. I'm trying to be.
Farmers walk 15, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll give you.
You should be able to do that.
Terence Crawford has just shocked the world once again with his new bulked-up look ahead of his upcoming clash with Canelo Alvarez. However, Chris Algieri noted that while Canelo Alvarez has been pushed around in past fights, Terence Crawford has always controlled the ring. He believes Crawford's mental edge, his focus, hunger, and sharpness could outweigh Canelo's size advantage at 168 pounds, especially in a fight where even minor details matter.
But I'll tell you this, I've seen Canelo pushed around, I've never seen Terence pushed around. So when you talk about who's going to be the boss, I've never seen anyone boss Terence Crawford. I've seen Canelo get bossed. So that just psychologically, when you think about that, and this is a fight where I flip-flop on both guys because there's so many good points. Yeah, but he's 168. Yeah, but it's Terence Crawford. He's undefeated. Well, yeah, no, this guy's beating this, but you know, stylistic. Even he hits him on the arm. There's so many different things you can talk about. But from a psychological standpoint, who's fresher, who's meaner, who wants it more? You know, that's going to come into play.
Algieri called the matchup an unstoppable force versus an immovable object. He praised Canelo's intensity when motivated, referencing performances against Plant and Saunders, but said Crawford thrives under pressure and remains mentally sharp when doubted. Despite Canelo's size and experience, Algieri believes Crawford's mindset makes it a true toss-up.
I've worked a lot of Canelo fights. The Canelo fight weeks are great. He plays to the crowd really well. His fans are awesome. I'm thinking about the Caleb Plant situation. I'm thinking about the Billy's Joe Saunders situation. When he gets that in his head that, you know, he's got an extra chip, he becomes a really dangerous man. And like you said about Bud, and Bud is one of those guys. He just locks in. He just locks in, especially when you doubt him. So yeah, it's a really interesting matchup. I think of it more from psychological than anything, you know, because on paper it's like, yeah, but he's a super middleweight. He went up 3. Now Terence is going up 3 weight classes. He had a little trouble with Majima. So on paper it's like, yeah, of course it's Canelo. But when you think about it from a psychological standpoint, it's like, I don't know, man. Bud's different.
Moreover, Coach Bernie strongly backed Crawford, claiming that Canelo had never faced a fighter like him. He said they were coming to take over and would rough Canelo up, despite his respect for the Mexican champion. Referring to Canelo as Cinnabon, Bernie insisted that Crawford has what it takes to dominate any opponent, and he'd never bet against him under any circumstance.
I'm gonna tell you what he ain't seen. He ain't seen Bud Crawford, you motherfucker, and we gonna beat his bitch ass now. Cinnabon is done, huh? We gonna run him through the ringer. We gonna fuck him up. Respect the Canelo, but we gonna beat his ass when he go up against Bud Crawford. I wouldn't go against Crawford against nobody. Crawford got a chance against everybody. That's a true story. Crawford got a chance against everybody.
However, Crawford's elite conditioning comes from year-round training focused on explosive strength, balance, and stamina. This allows him to dictate the pace of fights, maintain sharpness, and stay powerful deep into later rounds. Ahead of the Canelo bout, Crawford stunned fans by adding noticeable muscle mass without sacrificing speed or agility. His bulked-up form shows a serious commitment to competing at 168 pounds and signals that he's prepared for the size challenge.
Farmers walk 15, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll give you.
Furthermore, Shannon Briggs believes Crawford has the power to knock Canelo out, despite Canelo's reputation for being extremely durable. He compared Crawford to Alexander Usyk, a fighter who adjusts during fights and gets stronger as they progress. Briggs said he's seen Crawford's determination firsthand since his youth.
Crawford Canelo, how do you see that one playing out?
I've been saying Crawford by stoppage.
By stoppage?
Yeah.
Crawford stoppage?
Yes, sir.
You truly believe that could happen?
Yeah. I've been saying it for months, since way back now.
What makes you think that? Because Canelo has got, from what I can see, one of the best chins in boxing.
Because sometimes you get a Usyk. I think Terence Crawford is like Usyk. He can fight both ways. He gets stronger as the fight goes on. He wants to prove something. I'm not biased because of this. I mean, I met him when he was 12 years old, came to my gym, seen him train, and then 12 years old.
Briggs recently observed the same intense fire in Crawford's eyes and feels that mental drive gives him the edge. Although he respects Canelo and admits he could be wrong, Briggs feels it's time for a new face at the top. He doesn't usually make fight picks, but his gut tells him Crawford could pull off the upset.
And I can see something in his eyes that I seen him in Turkey the other day, and I said, I still see that in your eyes. There's something in there that says, yo, I want to prove something. And that's the best thing in the world, champ. We're going to see it. I could be wrong. He could get stopped. You know what I'm saying? But I think he's going to stop him because Canelo good, but it's time. It's time for something else now. Now listen, I'm not great at predictions. I'll say that right. That's why I don't gamble. The champ don't do no crime, and the champ don't gamble, because I suck.
Ronnie Shields expects a competitive and exciting fight, saying both boxers will come prepared. He leaned toward Crawford, citing his high ring IQ and ability to switch stances as key advantages. Shields described Crawford as an elite counterpuncher and said a smart body attack strategy could disrupt Canelo. He believes Crawford can present new challenges that Canelo hasn't seen before.
I think it's going to be a great fight, number one. I think both guys are going to be in great shape, like always. And look, you know, I'm favoring Crawford because I just think Crawford is an awkward fighter, and I think he's going to give Canelo a problem just because he switches both ways, and he won't be running all around the ring like school did. You know, Crawford is a great counterpuncher also. Crawford is everything a fighter needs to be, and I think he's going to show Canelo different things that he haven't seen before.
Absolutely. And Coach, if you were training Crawford, what would be some of the keys to victory that you would tell him?
Use your reach and touch his body.
And that's the key. That's what's going to open up Canelo Alvarez.
Absolutely.
Keith Thurman noted that while Canelo will bring his usual form, the pressure is on Crawford, who is venturing into unfamiliar weight territory. For Crawford to succeed, Thurman said he must rely on smart tactics, jabs, feints, and angles. He mentioned how Jermell Charlo avoided further damage from Canelo by adjusting defensively, a tactic Crawford could replicate to neutralize Canelo's power.
Canelo is really, Canelo's going to be Canelo, man. He's really, I think all the variables lie on Crawford. Crawford is confident, but Crawford is outside of his zone. It's all about the training camp, the preparation, the extra weight, but still being agile, I believe that it's tactics and game plan. I hope he works behind that jab. I hope he works behind the feint, and I hope he uses small little angles and different things, almost like when Charlo got dropped, right? After he got dropped, he never got dropped again. And because he never got dropped again, there's evidence that a nice mover, keeping your hands up, you actually can not get hurt by Canelo. Now, that was not the keys to victory because that was the keys of survival. But survival and tactics of not getting hit, the game of boxing is hit and not get hit.
Absolutely.
So to have the defense, to use the legs.
Shane Mosley said the bout would be entertaining due to both fighters' skill sets, but believes Canelo's size will be the determining factor. He pointed out that people often overlook how large Canelo really is, and predicted a clear win for him, even though he acknowledged Crawford's superior boxing ability.
I think it'll be a great fight. I think both guys are great fighters, but I think Canelo's just too big, and they mistake him as being just a guy at 168, not a regular guy, and Crawford being the more talented. But that's not the case. They're both talented. But the only thing is, Canelo has them by 2-weight division. So I think that Canelo beats him pretty easily. But we'll see. If Crawford does good, I mean, kudos to Crawford. I'm happy for him. If he can pull off, great. But my mental, my mind's telling me that Canelo's going to probably beat him.
Abel Sanchez respected both fighters' intelligence and skill, but leaned toward Canelo due to his size and defensive strength. He mentioned that Canelo has withstood shots from big punchers like Bivol and Golovkin, showing his durability. In contrast, he felt Crawford is more hittable, especially at lower weights, and that bulking up wouldn't level the playing field.
Okay, well, first of all, Terence Crawford is a great fighter, but so is Canelo. I think that, in my opinion, their IQ is similar, except Canelo doesn't get hit like Crawford gets hit. In my opinion, Canelo's a bigger man. Not that he started out as a bigger man, but he's now a bigger man. He has been hit by not only Gennady, who's one of the biggest punchers that ever coached and I've ever seen, but he's also been hit by Bivol, by Kovalev, who's a big puncher. You know, he's been hit by big guys. Crawford had a hard time with a 154-pounder who hit him often. So I think that no matter how much weight he puts on, no matter how smart he thinks he is or how big he thinks he is, he's going to be getting hit by a truck.
That's a wrap for today's video, fight fans, but now it's your turn. Drop your thoughts in the comments. We're fired up to hear what you think. This fight has us buzzing, and we know the debate is going to be wild. If you felt the hype, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Don't miss a second of the build-up.